Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Maxine Whitfield, and today my topic is, do you really love yourself? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, in truth, we are only energy. We are not even human. We have a temporary experience in a human body that you chose before you came here. And one of the reasons why we're here is to learn about unconditional love. And the first person, or the only person you really need to love, is yourself. Unconditionally, 100%. If you want to have a beautiful, loving, stress-free life without any anxiety, then learn how to love yourself 100% unconditionally. The planet is only about love or fear. There's nothing else here. And that's the energy. If you think negative thoughts, you attract fear to you. If you think loving thoughts, you attract more love to you. And I'd like to quickly verify that love is not about romantic love. Loving yourself is not romantic love. That is another fallacy. We have been taught, and this is a little off the subject, but I do need to bring this up here. We've been taught to go outside of ourselves to find happiness. We have been taught to go outside of ourselves to find a man or a woman to make us happy. And that would never, never, never happen. That is way too much responsibility for somebody else. And there isn't one person on this planet who would do that for you. And because you've been taught that, then what do? You go out and look for perfect match. There is no perfect match. There's only someone who can complement you. But the person who is your perfect match is yourself. Because when you love yourself 100% unconditionally, then all the people that come in your life love you that much too. Now there's a law of attraction. And really, in truth, the law of attraction states that you only attract to yourself the people who love you as much as you love yourself. And this is why we continue to attract, challenging relationships, judgmental people, negative environments, and the list goes on. And then, because everybody on the planet really is you. Everyone is just a mirror reflection of you. So you can just forget about everybody else, because you've also been taught that if you put yourself first, then you're being selfish. No. There's a fine line difference between putting yourself first and being selfish. Being selfish is, taking things from people or being vindictive to people or hurting other people. But the only way that anyone on this planet can have everything they want and live a life of peace and harmony is to love yourself unconditionally first. So today I'm going to list a few items that you do to show you that you don't love yourself. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if I talk to 500 people and I told 500 people you need to learn to love yourself, all 500 people say, oh, I already do. But you don't, because you do these things that are not self-loving. Now, you've been taught that, let's say you have a friend, and your friend wants to do something with you, or your husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever, wants to go out and do something, and you really don't want to do it. But you do it because you think you have to, or you should, or you're not being nice. And do you know, when you think that way, that you're secretly telling yourself that everybody else is more important than you. And when you secretly tell yourself that everybody is more important than you, you don't love yourself. So you actually gain respect when you say, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Thank you very much. But don't ever do anything that you don't want to do to please somebody else. Because that other person is still a reflection of you, and you're not pleasing them. All you're doing is displeasing yourself. And it's very important also to be truthful and honest. And when you lie to others, you're lying to yourself. And when you do that, you're not hurting anybody, you're just hurting yourself. In truth, nobody really can hurt you. You create everything that happens to you by your thoughts and your words. So we don't go out and look for a relationship. Love is not at all what you've been taught. You fill yourself up with love by being positive and saying beautiful things to yourself about yourself. I love myself. I'm happy. I'm blissful. I'm creative. Stuff like that. And build up your own self-esteem. And don't even think or attempt to get into any kind of relationship with a significant other, because it's never going to work out. Because the universe is not allowing that to work out anymore. I mean, if you really looked at statistics, how many people get married and get divorced? And then people don't want to get married because they got divorced because they're afraid that they'll just get divorced. People worry way too much and fear way too many things, when really all of that would go away if you love yourself in truth. Then there's nothing to fear because you can't attract anything negative to you when you're not negative. Do you find yourself judging other people? Because if you judge others, you're judging yourself. You don't love yourself unconditionally. If you go out and look for a man or a woman to make you happy, be this perfect person for you, then you don't love yourself unconditionally. Because relationships are not about control. They're not about finding someone to make you happy or be the person that you think they should be. Because if you want a true relationship, you first must love yourself unconditionally. Because otherwise, like I said, you're attracting your lessons, more challenges. So, you love yourself unconditionally, and then you can only attract someone who loves you unconditionally. And let's just say you're at that point, and you've attracted somebody who loves you unconditionally. You love yourself unconditionally. There is no list. You can't do this. I hope he changes. I hope she changes. I don't like this. I don't like that. No. When you meet somebody, you better be well damn sure that, can I accept this person for exactly who she or he is, without thoughts of changing that person? Can I have a relationship with somebody or, this person without saying, well, there's a list here and there's a few things I don't like, so you have to change that about yourself if you want to be with me? No, that doesn't work either. Nobody has to change anything about themselves to have a relationship with you. And when you go out on a date, do you worry about how you are going to impress that person? How do you look? How you dress? Do you speak your truth and are you honest? Because most people are not. And none of those people love themselves unconditionally. The thought that should go through your mind when you go on a date is, can I love this person unconditionally? Will that person be right for me? Not am I right for him or her. It's if you are right for me. That's all that matters. And people get so upset when they go out on dates or meet somebody online or the internet or whatever and have these high expectations, which relationships, by the way, are no longer about expectations, because that's another erroneous program. But we don't have expectations. We only live in the present moment. There really is no time. Time doesn't even exist. But you've been taught to live in your past and stress over it, to live and worry about your future, and to work your body to the bone, trying to earn income and everything. And that's really not what life's about either. Because when you love yourself unconditionally, you can manifest anything. You can manifest money without a job. You can manifest that right relationship. Because that right relationship is a person who has no jealousy. Because if you're jealous of other people, you don't love yourself unconditionally. And jealousy is negative energy anyway. And if you're jealous of somebody or worried that someone's going to cheat on you and lie to you, then you don't love yourself unconditionally. You wouldn't even have to have that thought. That person that you're in that relationship with, that's based on unconditional love, is about trust. I mean, I could go away for a month and my partner wouldn't even worry about me cheating on him, because that's not even a thought that I would have. So you see, your whole life changes when you love yourself unconditionally. If you do things for others, even your husband, your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, whatever, and you don't want to do it, then you don't do it. Because if you do things you don't want to do out of guilt, out of you should take the word should right out of your vocabulary. But if you do anything with that reason in back of your mind, then you don't love yourself unconditionally. Because you're telling yourself that everybody else is more important than you. And remember, you're not important anymore because everybody is you. You see, we've been raised, especially by the government, to separate ourselves from races, from religion, from other countries. And oh boy, they've been brainwashed you to believe in the terrorism and the fear. And your movies are based on negativity. Your movies are fear-based. Your relationship romance movies are based on going out and finding Mr. Right to make you live happily ever after. And when you watch one of those movies, you probably cry and tell yourself that never happens for me, because it's not the way it is. And it's so important for you to know this. I'm very compassionate, and I care about all of you having the life that you came here, that you were meant to have, but you forgot. And it's not your fault that you forgot. And there's a lot of us here that are reminding you of the things that you already know that you forgot. So, this is how it works. We have the law of unconditional love. And if you don't learn unconditional love, which none of us have, in previous incarnations on the planet, then we just keep coming back here to learn it. We keep putting ourselves in these situations. And what you also must realize is that there's a lot of stuff that's going on in everyone's life that's been brought over from other lifetimes, karmic debt that we're paying back, and all of that's going away. And you could actually heal your past life karma by loving yourself unconditionally first. So, I hope you're understanding this and seeing the importance of this, because It is extremely important. Now, think about, there was a time, I couldn't go outside without makeup or dressed a certain way and, worry about what other people think of me. So, if you're doing all of that, you don't love yourself unconditionally. Because pretty soon, hopefully sooner than later, Hollywood's going to be history. Because people idolize movie people, and they're just people like you and me. Actually, they're just reflections. They're not anyone special. There's nobody on this planet that's smarter or better than you. Because when people know things, it's their destiny, or they've done it so many times before. And that's all it is. It's nothing else. But no, we go to school and we're graded on who's smarter than somebody else. You see, everything has been based on fear, power, money, and control. Hollywood, with the body image, so many women, think they're fat, they're ugly, they're this, they're that. And do you know you can create all of that for yourself just by your thoughts? You can be heavy, overweight, and say you're not. Say I'm thin. And put that into your future. So, all of these things that we've been brainwashed to believe and geared to do is everything that's against you. You create your own illnesses by your thoughts. And you should never, ever, ever have to make amends for yourself to anybody, or defend yourself is pretty much what I'm trying to say here. Because when you defend yourself, you don't love yourself unconditionally, and the person you're defending yourself to loses all kinds of respect for you. You also need to speak your truth. And oh, by the way, when you do go out on that date and you don't have chemistry, or you're not interested in that person, does it mean there's something wrong with you? No, it doesn't. It's just saying, we're just not a match. Is that a bad thing? No. Do people take it personally? Yes. And if you take those things personally, you don't love yourself. So if you were smart and wise, what you would do is do whatever it takes to practice loving yourself unconditionally, hugging yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful, accepting compliments from other people. Because if you don't feel comfortable accepting compliments from others, you don't love yourself. So, this is my message today. And I didn't bring up every single thing, but I think you get the message of what you need to do to change your life and to attract the love that you want, to change the relationship you're currently in. Because you can do that too. Which reminds me, and this is kind of off of that too, but if you want something positive, then you say you already have it. If you want unconditional love relationship, work on yourself first. Because if you don't work on yourself, it's not going to happen. And then you can just say, I have the most wonderful man who loves me unconditionally. And even if I don't have a man at this particular moment in time, that person will be created and come into my life. Because I create my future by the words that come out of my mouth, by the thoughts that I think. So do yourself a favor, and when you get dressed, tell yourself you're beautiful, hug yourself in the mirror, say only good things about yourself to yourself. Don't say anything negative at all about yourself to yourself. And attract what you want by putting it out into the future by saying that you already have it. Because you create your future. You do it. Because you can. You can have whatever you want. So, you all have a blessed day. And again, please like my video, share it, and I would be extremely happy. And please leave me notes, questions, concerns, anything that you'd like. And if you'd like to send me a private email and ask me questions, I will answer you within 48 hours. And my email address is Maxine at Spiritual Healers, that's with an S, association.com. Bye.